Good morning everybody and welcome back to the secondary principal vlog. I apologise that I've been not very active in the last couple of weeks on here, but I promise you I've definitely been active in regards to the Dubai 30-30 fitness challenge. As you can see, I am wearing my WEC Academy PE kit today with pride because we are embarking on our Key Stage 3 fitness challenge today with Miss Harty and the PE team. I took part in the Key Stage 4 and 5 one last Thursday, and needless to say, I did have a few aches and pains the next day, and actually for a couple of days afterwards. They really did work us out. So today my theme of this vlog is very much about being active, active minds, active brains, and physically active as well, because if anything the Dubai 30-30 challenge has taught us is we do need to keep ourselves fit and healthy in these times, and anything over the last 8 or 9 months has taught us as well, we cannot take our health for granted, and that goes for our brain health as well. So thinking about the way that we are engaging with our lessons in the school, thinking about opportunities for reflection and collaboration of our learning, that's something that we are really keen to continue to work on here, especially in the secondary, and I know the primary are working on this at the moment as well. So we're actually looking as a leadership team at the science behind learning, so looking at metacognition and looking at the way that our students approach their learning. I've been in and out of lessons this week for the formal lesson observations for our teachers. We have a very robust system here that we watch each other teach, and it's not about being judgmental in the sense of trying to find things that are wrong with lessons. It's about looking at the diet that your children get in the classroom and looking for good practice and how that can be shared across the school. And one of the things that we are particularly interested in the secondary side, and I know again the primary side are looking at this as well, is where teachers are giving those students opportunity to collaborate on their learning and then consolidate their learning, and looking at areas and times in their learning where they can operate retrieval and think about the way that they are applying that to new situations. So the high performance learning, which obviously you can see behind me on the board, I've spoken about this before in a previous vlog, is something that really does help us to drill down that skill set to be able to train minds, and look at how we can train that intelligence in our students. So that's something that we're really interested in, and you're going to see more of that coming out as well. We're going to put some high performance learning evenings on, some science of learning opportunities as well. And I know that Rohan Roberts, who is our assistant principal here, Whole Academy, he is also looking at the Aura Academy offerings for parents as well, so putting on some talks about future learning and the way that education and the workforce is changing, and what we can do as educators in school and what you can do as parents to support that outside of school. In other news, we've started to interview and to have some fantastic conversations with our current Year 11 students. We've started that process with them of looking at what they're going to be doing next year. Are they going to be staying with us? We really hope they are at the academy and continuing their educational journey. So looking at the A-level options that they have available to them, looking at the BTEC options that they have available to them. There's some fantastic and amazing vocational studies that our students can follow at post 16 here, or a blended pathway where they're looking at A-level and they're looking at BTEC together. So we've started those conversations with them. They're having one-to-one interviews and meetings. They're not really interviews, actually, that's the wrong way. They're conversations, chats, dialogue. So I've already started those interviews, and they will be meeting with members of the senior team. They've meeting with me, then we're meeting with Mr. Morris, Mr. Douglas, Mr. Robbins, and also we're looking at the way that we tailor our provision for our students moving forward, because students' voice is really important. In other news, we are obviously taking at the moment the parental survey that is coming in thick and fast. Thank you to everybody that has taken time to fill that in. As a new head of secondary, it is so important for me to gauge the parent voice. as much as it is important for me to gauge the student voice. So we are taking all of your comments on board. We are meeting on a weekly basis and looking at the feedback, and I am really grateful to you to keep feeding that in. One of the things that has come up a couple of times, especially with Key Stage 3, is the request for curriculum plans and curriculum maps. Now, I know that goes out every year to the parents, and I just wanted to reiterate to you that will be coming. The reason why there is a delay this year is because all of the teachers and the staff, as you will appreciate, are tweaking schemes of work, lessons, ideas about what we can and can't deliver at the moment. So the maps are something that are worked on throughout the academic year, and we then tweak them at the beginning of the academic year to send them out to parents. But especially things like drama, music, PE, for example, and actually science to a point as well, they're having to rethink the way that they're approaching their schemes of work. So I would rather that they go out to you correctly, rather than us putting something out than having to keep sending out changes. So I do appreciate that there is a delay in that, and believe me, they will be with you at the beginning of next week. We are just making sure that everything is correct. In regards to what your children are learning and what they have been learning for the first half term, that should be communicated to you via the teaching staff, and also you can have a look on Teams and on Go for Schools, because Go for Schools will tell you the assessments and everything that are coming up for your students. But just to let you know, because that is something that has been flagged a couple of times now, that they are coming and they will be with you and updated by next week. So back to the activity side. I'm not just wearing this today just so I can film for you. I am actually going to be outside with the students later today doing the Dubai 30 by 30 fitness challenge with the PE department. They have put on a fantastic array of activity for our students, and believe me, in these times where there is so many restrictions and so many regulations surrounding what we can and can't offer on site every day, we are working really hard to be innovative about the way that we deliver our physical education. So the students will be out there at 10 o'clock today. So will I. We will probably show you we'll show you some footage online later so you can see how we got on. Mr. Douglas will be out there as well. He was on the podium with us last week. I quite safely say that he did a really good job as well. Stay active and have an absolutely wonderful weekend.